One final look at the Symphony of Might and Bloom for 2025. You guys smash the little crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more. I was I was curious just to see like how this set has been holding up. And honestly, $700 for a clear light is nuts to me. But, people are going to pay it because they really love Prison. Faded one coming in about $800. That's also nuts. I can't believe that. $530 for the Blooming. Trickstar is down to like $340. Honestly, a little bit surprised about that. FFR Bandmaster Leonorns or Blooming Dreams, $150s. That's a lot, honestly. So are we finally seeing the drop down in these? These are 81s now. Okay. I think we're finally starting to see a little bit of a drop down in this. Super Dimensional Robo Die Kaiser. These are 90s. I love this art, by the way. I think this is one of the sickest looking cards in the whole set. And there's your Ars Varinas down to 72s. It's not bad. Your next Seeker is 53s. The Mecha's at 55. Your Bravern is coming in at 52. It's still a decent amount, honestly. I don't really like that all that much, but I see you. Trickstar and Sudini, these are $30. And the Blitz, wow. It looks like High Rarity did get destroyed off this. SRs for these are 24s. I really think it's going to be a very much wait and see for this set. Faded one of Changing Kaiserine at $19. Okay, so your Trickstar and Swinnys are down to 15s, along with R's Blades are down to 15s. So, I think this is fine, seeing these coming down in price. The problem is, their value in tournament meta play is going to drop pretty quickly, even though, we think they are cute cards for sure. What else we got back here? The card that you need for Youthberg. These are $8 for SRs. It's actually not too terrible. I don't actually hate that. Jewel's coming in at the $5 mark for the support. I unfortunately don't think very much really changed for Jeweled. You got a couple of little bits and pieces along the way, but the Allied Task Force is still $3. Problem is, if you're building the decks, it's like a mandatory 4 of for the deck, especially for the ride line stuff that you're trying to do. So not exactly super exciting for that. Yeah, these are also, FRs are $1.62. Let's go Rarity, and let's go for the Commons. For this, PGs are $1.40s. The Heals are $1.40s. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. But all of this is just Brand Gate good stuff. Yeah, these are all pretty cheap. Good stuff. Yeah, people are going to want the triggers just from back here, just to have. But it looks like, besides the PGs for the deck and all of that, looks like most of this is pretty cheap. This was your Seekers, EX Triple Rs. So there's your Task Force, there's your Braverns, $1.30s. Dollars for the Lulus. Yeah, it looks like the Hollows do have value. So your takeaway from this, looks like Bravern stuff is still decently holding. I guess I'm not surprised. King of Knights Alfred, love that SPs are 45s. We did just get the new Alfred announced. Or excuse me, Gancelot for Alfred, which is just, big chungas. Surprisingly, SPs, these are $27. I'm surprised those are back on the market. Luminous is still sitting, Alfred X's are still $20. And then regular 5s, though these do hit the $12 mark here very, very quickly. It's just going to take one thing to break open OG Alfred. And of course, your triple R's from this set are 2 to 3s. They are moving up, and this is one of those cases you see 8 listings on a standard card, and you do kind of question some things, because this could get very out of hand very quickly. Blangmeyer, really $390, $245. These are still 27s for the FFRs. You got $30 copies here. $11 to $12 on the SRs, and then 8s still, and then 9s on the one who walks Nexus. Interesting. I honestly am just very shocked at how consistent Blangmeyer has been as a whole. Because even though it's fallen out of the meta, it still has been sitting here doing decently well. Yeah, these heal triggers. If you've not paid attention, every heal trigger that basically interacts with like the restanding of your opponent's stuff, these heals have just exponentially gained so much value. And I mean, that's what happens when you create like a 25k shield to absorb blows from restanding rear guards. Makes sense to me. Draconis. So this is hilarious, by the way. So these 628, the $700 one, these are down to 350s, which is actually pretty good. 300s on the secret rares, odiums 145s. We do have, you know, the reprints that did get announced for odium. Sleeves are still like $25. SRs. Yeah, I don't know. The Liliel situation is very interesting, to say the least. All right, Guabuelis. You know, you scroll down here, it's still $70. I will say, though, the triple R's repopulating at 20s was a very good thing. If you've been wanting to play either of these builds, Guabuelis was such a disappointment on the high-end side of things. Like, I don't really blame you for having to, you know, kind of curve in here and have to get cheaper copies because, God, this is so expensive for zero reason whatsoever. Avarice Resters, you can get an SR right now for $32. That's the cheapest I have seen this thing on the market in months. You can also get FRs for 32s, and then it looks like $26 to $28 copies down here along the way. So, you know, we are seeing a rebalancing of things, which is good. Mask of Hydrangea, you can get promos for $17 to $18 a copy now. FRs still coming about 15s, which actually once that's gone, you're up to 20. And then it looks like $3 copies for the rest of every other Mask of Hydrangea. Okay, sure. You've also got High Five the Sky. These are still $35. And then $46. Or 50s. I love the fact I can buy the hollows cheaper than it is to buy the actual version of this. And you can thank Kais Rain for kind of pushing this up into that unexplored territory. Looking at your most expensive, these heals are down to 320s now, which is actually I think they're up too. These crits and a lot of these other cards here, do keep in mind that these have been actually pushing along. So you're looking at like 248, $90. These are fronts. Still 170 on the Boulder Axe, which is crazy expensive. Sophie's still 135. I think a lot of people are still fans of that. Still 300 for the Tomari. That's crazy. I would never. 150s on the Auroras. And then, of course, $90 on... This is the... You actually have a front Aurora Frenzied on the market for $90. You actually have two of these. It's actually pretty interesting. Because I did get wiped out of like the crits for that. For the not signed. Those did go up. Corals are $90 for the starter. Problem is people are just going to let a lot of this stuff sit in their inventory and they're just never going to adjust the price on it. It's just the reality situation. These are 78s. Grade 1 corals are 80s. It's not even enough to get a place out of those. That's crazy, man. Well, I mean, I guess it's to be expected. Bald Man fronts are 59s. It's actually not terrible if you're a fan. Still 49s on the Suikos. Yeah, I feel like your promo market just does not move with this game. We've seen like how slow this is. Even like Corals, there's only one on the market. One did sell, which probably did mess up the potential for people to get the copies that they did want. But, I mean, there's not really much you can do about it. That's just how the market is. Yu Kondo's 120s. Shizuku starters also 49s. Yeah. Well, I guess welcome to the promo market where... doesn't make sense. Though $35 copies of Samuel is actually kind of cool. It's actually kind of nice. Oh yeah, these are still 50s too for Halbays. Still $55 for a Defensing Roar Hollow. The fact that Defensing Roar Hollow never like repopulated after its limiting is so crazy to me. I don't even know what to say about that. That's actually crazy. Yeehaw. Split View is your friend. I hate this feature so much, man. It is such an annoying thing. Well, I guess for today's market, just a normal day in the office, honestly. A lot of stuff still moving around, but we'll wait and see how the new year goes. But please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.